class, welcome to today's flipped lesson video. Today we are talking about the plot in Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. So, this is our diagram we're going to be using today. These events here are all the steps leading up to the climax of the story. And then coming down on this side is our resolution. So down here, number one, the first big event that happens in this book is that Percy is attacked by Mrs. Dodds. She turns out to be a fury sent from the underworld. So, just a reminder, you guys should be following along with me on this. Can we do a take 2? 3, 4.
So you're going to remember it from a sheet of paper? Okay. Go.
Okay. Hello class, welcome to today's flipped lesson video. Today we are going to be talking about Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Lightning Thief. So if you don't already have a piece of paper and something to write with, make sure you grab that right now so you can follow along and get all this down. This is the diagram we're going to be using today. Make sure you get a nice big steep triangle on your paper. Not too wide, you want to make sure you have room to write on both sides. These events over here on the left side are all the steps leading up to the climax of the story, the big event. And then these steps down here on the right side, these are part of our resolution, the things that got resolved at the end. So, starting with number one, the first big event that happens in the book is when Mrs. Dodds attacks Percy at the museum. She turns out to be a fury sent from the underworld and is after him. She thinks that he has stolen Zeus's lightning bolt. So that kind of sets the plot in motion. It gets things going. So now that there are these monsters after Percy, he has to go to Camp Half-Blood to have protection. So the next big thing that happens is the struggles that he experiences trying to reach Camp Half-Blood with his mom and Grover. So they're driving, they get attacked by the Minotaur. His stepdad, Gabe, his Camaro that they have taken is just demolished in this battle. And Percy's mom is taken by the Minotaur that is attacking them, and she just poofs to dust. And then Percy battles the Minotaur. He kills the Minotaur with his own horn. He breaks the horn off and stabs him. So, finally, he's at Camp Half-Blood. He's there, and the next big event is learning that he is the son of Poseidon. Now, this happens during the game of Capture the Flag. It is a very war-based, brutal event. And he's in the water, and he has this trident circling over his head. His dad has claimed him as his son. Next, he is sent on a quest because he is accused of stealing this lightning bolt. He needs to try to get the lightning bolt returned to Zeus by the summer solstice, which is the deadline Zeus has set. So he has to figure out where this lightning bolt is at and get everything figured out. So number 5, next on our list, is his journey. He is actually off on his quest. He's journeying across the country. And, he also meets the Oracle when he's sent on his quest. And she gives him some foreshadowing, and us, the readers, some foreshadowing on the events that are going to unfold in the future. Okay, so after the Oracle, he leaves, he starts his journey, and he fights monsters. He goes to the Lotus Casino and has a battle of his wills trying to get out of there. And he meets Ares. So all these things happen while he's out trying to cross the country. One of the monsters he meets is Medusa. He has to defeat Medusa. He meets this Chimera, which is this little tiny chihuahua that evolves into this huge monster in the St. Louis Arch as he visits there. So there are just all these obstacles that he has to cross along the way. Now when he meets Ares, Ares sends him on a little mission to retrieve his shield. And when he goes to do this, there's a trap that's been set by Hephaestus for Ares, but it falls on Percy because Percy's the one trying to retrieve the shield. So as a reward, Ares gives Percy a backpack to help him along his journey, and also lets him know that his mom is in fact still alive and is in the underworld with Hades. So they get these monsters fought along the way. They get to Santa Monica Beach. They go to Santa Monica Beach and they receive 3 pearls from Poseidon as a gift. It is their way to get out of the underworld. It's a magic gift. So Percy continues on to the underworld to find his mom, and while they're there, he discovers that he does in fact have the lightning bolt. It was hidden in the backpack Ares gave him, but did not appear until he entered the underworld. So he learns he has this very desired object, and Hades accuses him of also stealing his helm, the helm of Hades, which Percy does not have, but Ares does. And so he decides he needs to escape. He leaves his mom in the underworld. They take their pearls. They step on them. Annabeth, Percy, and Grover escape and end up back on Santa Monica Beach, where they battle Ares, get the helm. Percy tosses it to one of Hades' Furies, and we go on. So then we hit our climax. Percy returns the lightning bolt to Olympus, and of course, because it is the climax, he gets there just in the nick of time. And he is able to prevent big turmoil caused by Zeus, because Zeus finally has his lightning bolt. Then we hit our resolution. So coming down, the action starts to fall. Percy's mom is returned. Hades has his helm. He knows that Percy was not the thief that stole from him or Zeus, and the mom's returned. So Percy has his mom, then he knows he's free to continue on and not keep searching for her, and he goes back to Camp Half-Blood. Now at Camp Half-Blood, he learns that Luke, who was his friend before leaving on his quest, was in fact the lightning thief and set Percy up. And so, let's see, Luke reveals his deception and tries to severely hurt Percy with a scorpion, but Percy survives, he heals, and then he learns through a letter from his mom that his stepdad, Gabe, who's very abusive, is no longer a problem for them. He's going to leave them alone, and it implies that his mom has turned Gabe to stone with the head of Medusa that Percy left behind for her. So this is part 1 of this video, and now I'm going to show you what you're going to do with all of this information. Alright, now I want you to think about complex characters from The Lightning Thief and how they help move the plot along. The example I'm going to use today is Luke. He doesn't play a significant role all throughout the story, but his actions and his deceit really push the story along. It's because he stole the lightning bolt that Percy's in this whole mess to begin with. We really only see Luke at the beginning and at the end, and just one little piece in the middle. But he's a complex character. We see his character develop. We think he's friendly, then we learn he's a foe. So I want you to think about complex characters from the story, and tomorrow you are going to create your own piece of art, create something that represents that complex character.